Yo, what is going on, everybody? Thank you for checking out the Streaming for DJs Tips seminar. My name is Mike. I go by DJ Access, and I'm really excited that you're here. I haven't been doing a lot of tutorials on YouTube, mostly because I don't get a lot of questions in the comments, and this is not the most fun thing for me to do. I'd rather be practicing or doing other stuff, but I want to help other DJs like other DJs have helped me, so that's why we're doing this right now. I watch a lot of YouTube videos on streaming. I've been a Twitch user since inception as a consumer, and then very quickly after, once they added their music department, I went into producing a show called Killing It Around the World with DJ Jeopardy. So we would literally set up a green screen like way back in, 2014, 2015. Set up a green screen, and then one person would be on visuals, like basically just picking out crowds from around the world, video-wise, and then the other person would DJ. And we did that. It didn't take off because Twitch quickly became a gaming platform, as you guys know. But with COVID being present right now, obviously Twitch is being used for DJs as well, and quickly becoming the preferred platform. So unless we have any questions, and I will literally interrupt exactly what I'm doing right now if I see a question. So if you just came here for one thing, you want me to get to the point, let me know in the chat. But I basically, as I've been kind of gathering knowledge, every time I found something that I'm like, oh, the average DJ probably doesn't know that, I've put it into a Trello document, and I'm just going to be going through that until I get questions, and I really hope that we have some. I don't even have to shout you out. I can do them anonymously, but the more questions we have, the better this will be, the more we all will learn. So without further ado, I'm just going to get right into the notes until I see something in the chat. But first thing I wanted to say is, why are you streaming? That's the main question, right? Because it's easy when all the other DJs are doing something to just be like, oh, all the other DJs are doing that. Let's go in, right? But really, streaming might not be for you. Streaming takes a lot of work to get started. It can be expensive. It doesn't have to be, but it can be. And it can be a little discouraging at times if you really work on putting together a product. You get the green screen, you get all the lights, you get the extra camera, you get the video adapter, you get the audio adapter, and then you get 2 viewers. That can be discouraging for some people, but if you are streaming for fun, this is your version of practice, you're just practicing with potentially a live audience, then that could be great. If you are streaming to stay relevant, you aren't DJing right now, and you want your fan base to have some kind of content while you are on hiatus, that might be different. So you might create like a watch party for your Twitch stream that you're doing. And if you're trying to do this for money, wow, you really have to be on it. I probably know a couple DJs that make money with Twitch. Four Color Zach, Vect, who's been on the platform for a very, very long time doing turntablism stuff. VEKKED, extremely accomplished turntablist DJ. And then Four Color Zach, that's ZACK, fantastic turntablist, performer, jokester, all the above. So check those out if you want to see who I think are like the kings of streaming right now. And what's funny about those guys, DJ Buck Rogers as well. What's funny about those guys, it's not because they're awesome at the overlays and things like that. Four Color Zach is, and maybe Buck Rogers is, but Vec just talks about DJ stuff and is very knowledgeable, and he takes the time to take questions. So he's grown his channel that way, and he's been very, very consistent. Consistency is key, and I'm sure that will come up later. So find out why you're streaming, and then that way you can determine how much money to spend, how much time to spend, and everything else that's in between. The next thing I had written down was, what type of DJ are you? What platforms are best for you? So me, I do some turntablism. So having multiple cameras on me is a benefit. If you don't, if you're just trying to set a vibe, maybe you do a Sunday afternoon stream, you expect people to be taking care of adult stuff, they're cleaning the house, they're doing something, that's what your type of stream is going for. Then maybe you just need one camera, don't need any visuals, it's just you, maybe some social media things like that. You have your plans, you're just going to play some music on a Sunday. If you are an EDM DJ, you may want to stream later as people are drinking. If you're going to be playing some high energy stuff, you want to think about what your audience is listening to and when. If you're doing I don't know, just figure out what type of DJ you are and what kind of platform works best for you. Again, if you're less on the money-making side and you just want to put some content out, boom, IG. Put your phone up. You don't even have to have a really nice audio cable. D-Nice, the most popular streaming DJ of all time right now, is just pointing a speaker at his phone, streaming on IG Live, and getting 100,000 people to watch. So, big ups to him, and big ups for showing us that it can be done. It doesn't have to be an expensive rig. It doesn't have to be all this crazy stuff. And then we already talked about this a little bit, but who is your audience? What platform is best for them? If you have 10,000 followers on Instagram and 0 followers on Twitch, sounds like you should be streaming to Instagram. Why try to convert all those people over to Twitch when you can stream on IG Live? And if you like the platform of Twitch and you like OBS, Yellow Duck can help you stream to IG. So again, if you don't feel like rebuilding your database, converting a bunch of IG people over to Twitch, what you can do is stream on IG. Use Yellow Duck. It would be my thing. I used it yesterday. It worked great. The only problem is you're going to run into this with everyone is copyright. So again, if your fans are on IG Live, stream on IG Live. If you want a better experience for your user, you want to use more cameras, you want to do this, you want to do that, you don't want to worry about copyright as much, hop over to Twitch. If you are maybe an older DJ, you use Facebook. That's where most of your fans are. You just want to put some music up. You can do that as well. With Restream, you can do multiple. You can put to Twitch, to YouTube, to Facebook. I think they do charge you for that, but you can do it. And Facebook is going to hit you on the copyright probably the hardest. Next is going to be Instagram, since they're sister companies. Instagram is a little bit lighter in my experience. And Twitch is going to be the easiest. And then if Twitch goes down, because I hear they're in talks with the record companies and things like that, because they are becoming more popular for DJs, Mixcloud has become a player in the game, and they're offering copyright, basically going past the issue that we all have with copyright. Mixcloud has found a solution for that. But the problem with Mixcloud is I've always loved Mixcloud, love their platform, love everything about them. I still use them as the embed on my website, but trying to get people to Twitch is one thing. Trying to get people to Mixcloud is another. It's very, very difficult. And I do see a question: how do you get around the copyright issue? Okay, so just talking about that, Mixcloud is a great way to get around the copyright. If all you care about is, hey, I just want to play my songs, I don't want to have to filter what's good, what's bad, I want to play some Drake, I want to play some Beyonce, I want to play some of the hottest artists ever, not worry about copyright, head over to Mixcloud. It's going to be a little bit tougher to convert people over there, as people aren't as familiar with like Mixcloud as much as Twitch, Facebook, YouTube. But if that's the most important thing to you, by all means, Mixcloud probably is going to be for you. Hopefully, we're going to have some more solutions. DJ Jazzy Jeff just tweeted out something today about getting together with DJs, and DJ Jazzy Jeff is kind of like, in my mind, daddy DJ, grandpa DJ. So hopefully he can get it done. He has the resources. JB, thank you so much for that question. Thank you for being here. If there's other people out there and you're here as well, let me know in the chat. If nothing else, just be like, hey, I'm here. I can shout out your username. But hopefully you guys come with the question. I know I saw April Rain from Cincinnati. Shout out April. Thank you for the follow. So April, if you or any of your students have questions, let me know. So I'm going to get right back into it. So know your audience. What platform is best to you? If you like Twitch the most, but you can't convert people, maybe IG is going to be for you. Again, if you like Facebook the most, but most of your people are on Twitch, it basically just kind of find the balance between what you want to do and then where your audience is, and at least have a plan to convert them. If you decide that IG is your favorite platform, but you like what you're seeing here in OBS, you like the layers, having your visuals, having 2 cameras, you can use OBS and a program called Yellow Duck and stream to IG. My story's probably done on that, but I'll be doing some IG streams here and there. I think it's a little bit less professional. So if you're just thinking, hey, I just want to play some tunes, just want to practice, if people come in, they request songs, great. If not, that's cool too. IG, if you're producing a themed stream or something that you're really producing, I think Twitch is probably going to be the most reliable and probably the best content to put out for your brand. Why Twitch? I've been going over this a lot. Great platform, a lot of users. If you can cater to gamers at all, that's great too. If you have a podcast, there's a just chatting version of Twitch, and I think it's maybe not number 1, but it's in the top 5 categories. So when you think of Twitch, you might think of Modern Warfare, you might think of StarCraft, League of Legends. Well, just chatting is a major thing on there too. So if you're doing tutorials, if you're doing discussion-based podcasts, maybe Twitch could be great for you in the just chatting section. Again, they have the music performance, and copyright seems to be the best. What does your CPU percentage run at when you use OBS? Great question. Right now, using OBS, keep in mind, I'm only using one camera, the chat box, my alerts. Thank you for the follow, whoever that was. DJ Reese, thank you so much for the follow. So that alert banner, you can customize that however you want. So I'm running that. I'm running the camera. I'm running the image background. Image plays a part. I'm running the chat box, and then I'm running a text box. So this is probably one of my lowest, my lowest load, my lowest like processing, like the amount of work that the computer has to do. So if I hop over to here, this is a lot more. So I'm wondering if it goes up. But right now, it looks like it's stable at 8%. And you can see I have my camera, the chroma key, and that does, take a little bit of load on your computer. I have the visuals behind me. I have a secondary visual, that circle that's coming at you. That's a secondary visual. So that's 2 video files plus a camera, plus another camera down low so you guys can see what I'm doing. And then another media source up top here. And so this is probably my most demanding, and my computer is now running at 7.9. So it seems to be stable right at 8%. I'm using a 2015 MacBook Pro with a 2 terabyte solid state drive, 2.5 gigahertz processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 2 gigabyte video card. And so I have a 2 laptop setup. Obviously, I have this laptop running Serato and my Twitch. So this is just, I go to twitch.com, DJAXCESSMUSIC, and I have that on so I can monitor what's going out to you. And then I have the other computer, which is handling just OBS. And I do recommend a 2 laptop setup. I was able to do a single laptop setup. I would recommend using one camera and maybe an image background. If you have green screen, chroma key should be okay. But keep in mind that, running Serato, running OBS, it's going to be a load on your computer. So JB, lowest, wow, I'm not sure if I understand what you mean by that. But that should answer the question. I run at 8%. And videos are going to take up the most of your processing power. Green screen plays a part. So if you want to use green screen and you're having issues, I would say use a back like this is right here. This is just a white background, right? It's an image, so it's very easy for the computer. The chroma key is not going to be a very heavy load. Did you say 7% for your OBS running computer? Yes, I did. 7%. Again, I can go over those specs. MacBook Pro 2015, 2 terabyte solid state drive, 2.5 gigahertz processor, 16 gigabytes of RAM, and a 2 gigabyte video card. And this is a 2 laptop setup. So Serato is running on this. This is only doing OBS, and I want to stress that. Great questions. Thank you guys for the questions. Keep them coming if you can. Settings. I do want to go over settings. I am going to try a display capture. It's going to be a little bit weird because you're going to get that mirroring effect. All right, if I go into my settings, that's the gear bottom left. I am using Streamlabs OBS. I should mention that there's OBS Studio, which is a little bit harder to use, more stable. And then Streamlabs OBS, same company, but it's a little bit easier to use. How do I want to say? It's just more, it's basically Apple versus PC. You can do more stuff, it seems like, on Streamlabs Studio or OBS Studio, and then Streamlabs is kind of like you have all these things and they're really easy to see. I do have to fix this. You can always click on a video and click transform and then do fit to screen. That usually helps. So you see my screen there, and I'm just going to go to my stream. So you can't show that while you're live, but output settings are very important. So for streaming, this is what I found works, and this is basically the lowest you can do while still getting like clear video. Like, it's still going to look like 720p, but it's the lowest settings from what I've researched and for what I've tested. So you see the rate control is CBR. I do have enforced streaming services encoder settings on. For the encoder, you do want to use software X264, unless you're using a PC and you have a graphics card, in which case I'm sure you'd know about that. Audio track, you can do multiple if you want to separate them. So let's say I wanted to talk over music during this seminar, right? I could make 2 audio tracks, and then I could take the audio out when I upload it to YouTube so I don't get hit with copyright. Bitrate 2000. This can be anywhere between 2000 and 6000. If you have a really dope PC and it's a 2 PC setup or a 2 laptop setup, you can probably bump this up higher. For some reason, I'm not able to do very much streaming at anything higher than 2000, even with the specs on my computer. So 2000 is what I recommend. I was able to have some success at 2500, but I was still getting some dropouts. Keyframe interval, I'm not sure what this is, but most of the streamers said to put it to 2. Profile, none. Tune, none. Recording. If you plan on recording, these are the settings I recommend. 1 audio track, software X264. Rescale the output to 1280 by 720. That's 720p. Rate control, CBR, same as before. Bitrate 2000, same as before. And then for this, keyframe 0 or 2 will work. And then CPU usage preset. If you want a very good recording, you can go down, but the closer you go to the top, so I think there's ultra fast, super fast. The closer you go to the top, the less load it is on your CPU, and the lower you go down, the higher the CPU is. So you want to use lower, less CPU, and then find out where your stream looks best. Profile baseline, I'm not sure that matters too much, and tune, none. And I think that wraps it up. For audio, I use 128. Audio sounds great. I want to use as less processing power on my CPU, so I use 128 instead of like the 320. So does anyone have any questions about settings before I hop out of here? Here's my audio settings. My video settings, I use 720p, so I do that for the bass and the output. Bilinear is the best downscale filter. And then I use 30 FPS. If you want to go crazy with it and your computer's, doing really well, you can go 60. And FPS type is common FPS values. Hotkeys. I do use hotkeys. I have a Magic keyboard right next to my setup, which that's how I change what scene I'm using. And what I would recommend, so you basically have all your scenes here. Cartoons, I have that. And I recommend doing Shift 8, because if you do anything else, like let's say you're typing in the chat and you hit the number 8, it's going to switch your screen. Now maybe you could use a second, I could use my second computer to run Twitch and just chat in real time on that laptop. But if I'm doing anything here and I type and I hit 8, it's going to switch to that scene. So I do want to use Shift 8. And actually, if I would go back, I would use Shift something else, because I find when I use Shift 1 to an exclamation point, like, hey, follow the stream, exclamation point, it will switch to the next scene. So I hope that makes sense for hotkeys. Definitely recommend using Shift. Don't use something that's like a regular command. And all you have to do is for each scene, you just have to go to switch to scene at the bottom, and then, click in your hotkey. Any question with settings, hotkeys, anything like that? I didn't go into advanced very much. Those are good. I do like that you can confirm the stream title and game before going live. Obviously, if you were doing music, you would just select that. So I think we're done there. Again, I know we got at least 7 people in here. Let me know who you are. Ask a question. I am here for you. I've had a lot of, not difficulties, but issues with streaming. I've had it where I was playing music, and one of the visual files that I had was Home Alone, and so over my music was Macaulay Culkin screaming at the top of his lungs for about 7 minutes. So when you are going into your scenes and when you're making and you're adding all these videos, you're adding all this stuff, make sure you the last thing that you do is that you lock all of your sources, lock all your videos, lock all your images so that they don't move around if you're not trying to move them. And then the next thing you should do is check your mixer. Your mixer will show you anything that's doing audio. So make sure you do run the scene and make sure that there's no audio running through that, or and that there's just what's coming out of your mixer into your audio interface. DJ Ginsu on Twitter had asked or had said that most DJs don't know how to use an audio interface. So if you're just blasting a speaker at your laptop, that's okay if you can make it sound good. But you want to get some kind of audio interface. You would just type that into Google or Amazon and get something like that. They're really expensive right now. So if you can find a cheap solution, great. That's just something that people are looking for. But basically, you can plug that in. You can go RCA into it. Some of them have quarter-inch, some of them have XLR. But you can go into the audio interface, and then the USB connects to your laptop, and then you can select that as an audio source, which is what I'm doing now. The mixer has RCA cables going to the audio interface. The audio interface is going into the laptop, and I select that as my only audio source. Now, let's say someone does a follow. You'll notice I have my if someone could follow right now, that'd be great because it could pop up on the screen. But there's an audio cue with that. It'll go ding to let me know and let you know that someone followed, and that I can thank them and everything like that. So right now I have that muted. It might be something I turn back on in the future. So you just want to make sure that you go through and mute all your sources that you do not want, and then you can also hide them as well. What's the most important thing to consider when setting up a green screen? There's a bunch of things to consider. Most important, I would say, is lighting the green screen. Most important, I guess, would be lighting your subject. But if you can get a second light that goes behind you on the green screen, that's going to make everything else easier. Like I could tell you that the fill is important. I could tell you that the similarity in the green is important, but I'd be lying, because if you have great lighting behind on your green screen, you don't need to mess with the settings at all. You just have one or two lights that are just doing the green screen. So if I have a light in front of me, that's lighting the subject. That's most important. Have a light in front of you. So this is lighting the subject. So what I'm doing now is creating shadows on the green screen. So the camera is going to pick up those shadows, and you're going to see blurring, or you're going to see it's not going to look that right. So that's why I have this light. You can't see it, but there's a light here that's lighting this side of the green screen, and I have a light here that's lighting this side of the green screen. So everything's lit up, and I get a very clean picture, and then I don't have to edit the settings at all. Oh, let's say you want to test your stream. Let's say it's tomorrow. You're inspired by this video, and you say, I'm going to get my stream going. It's going to look right. Twitch Inspector. Just Google Twitch Inspector. And what you can do, it will give you a new stream key, or an addition to your stream key. So your stream key goes to Twitch, it goes to YouTube, whatever you're streaming on, right? And Twitch Inspector is going to give you an addition to your stream key. You're going to add that to your stream key, and then you can actually stream without alerting anyone that you're streaming. It's like a ghosting stream. So you can go on there, test your computer, see what your computer is running at, see that your visuals look good, see this, see that, without, if you're doing this 4, 5, 6 times a day, without, your followers getting notifications like Mike's streaming, Mike's streaming, Mike's streaming, Mike's streaming, Mike's streaming. Well, he's not really streaming, he's just testing out stuff. So Twitch Inspector will make it so you can go stream, so you can stream, test, and everything like that without bugging your followers. We talked about hotkeys. You do have to restart OBS when you change your hotkeys. That is very important. When you change your hotkeys, as we were doing earlier, to switch scenes and things, you do have to restart OBS when you change hotkeys. How many lights am I currently using? Technically 4. So this is a great time to bring up, I'm actually going to put it in the chat. I have a streaming YouTube playlist that I've been making. So every time I've watched a YouTube video and I've thought that's helpful for DJs who want to stream, I put the video in my YouTube playlist. So you guys can check that. If you're watching out on YouTube, that'll be in this description. But you guys can see the playlist. I may be adding to that as I look up more things for streaming. I plan to do this far into quarantine and beyond, at least one weekly stream, just because I think it's a great platform, and I actually like it better to teach on this platform than I do a recorded video. I'm actually really enjoying this right now. So check out those playlists because there's one in there, it's how to light your green screen, and there's also one in there, how to light a regular person. So the 3 lighting setup would be a light close to your camera, and then a light a little bit further away over here. So you have 1, 2, and they would have a backlight. So a backlight might shine up this way. For green, if you're using a green screen, it's a little bit different. You want your subject to be lighted. So I have a ring light that is lighting me, and then I have 2 lights that are lighting the green screen. So it's a little bit easier, but that makes sure I get a really nice chroma key, and then I also make sure that I look good even though I haven't gotten a haircut in 2 months. Can I go over how to auto host on Twitch? Great question, Atomic. I know you know the answer to this. You can go to your Twitch. So just go to your Twitch, click on the channel button, or in the top right corner, you'll have like, the My Account section. You'll go to channel, and then you want to somehow get your chat on the screen. Your chat, not the person you're trying to host, but your chat. And then if you do /, so like / or / host, and their exact username. So / host, space, their username in its entirety, it will host it. You can also set up auto host on your settings. So you would go into your settings. Let me make sure I know where to go in the settings. Yep, so you go top right, settings, channels, or channel and video. And then as you scroll down, you'll see My Streamer Shelf. That's one of the options. And then you'll see Shelf Type Auto Host List. And then you can go and edit that. Make sure you put in all your friends. We have a Columbus DJ Twitch document, so you can put all of your information on there. And then we all auto host each other. And I can put that link in the comments right now. So if some of you who've been using a template, so you notice like I have this border around me. That used to be a video border. It was too taxing on my computer. I made it an image, and then that's what holds everything in. Now you'll notice I can get video by going here. So you notice that background is now moving because there's not that much on this screen. But when I want to do something that's a little bit more involved, I have images. And that kind of holds the stream together, makes it look consistent. You can make that anything that you want. But you'll notice when you put things in, for instance, my camera is picking up the bottom of here, all my cases and things like that. So what I did is I went and cropped it in. So there's different ways to move. You can move, and if you just click in the corner, that's your basic resize. It's not going to mess with the proportions or anything like that. As soon as you hit switch and then click on a corner, now you're stretching it. So you're changing the proportions of the image. If you want to crop, which that's what I did. So the camera's picking up all of my cases. I think that looks kind of gross on the stream. So what I did is I hit Alt and then clicked. For Mac, you may have to hit Shift and then Alt. It depends on whether you're using OBS Studio or Streamlabs OBS. But one way or another, as long as you can get it to do Alt and you click, that is how you'll crop. So I was able to take the cases and then crop those out, resize, remove, and then now you get a nice clear looking image. So the Alt to crop is way better than using the filter, because the filter you have to type in numbers, and that was a very slow process. So just use Alt instead, trust me. If you're trying to if you're trying to stream to multiple platforms, let's say you have people on Twitch, YouTube, and Facebook, and you want to hit all 3, you can use Restream. There is it does cost things. It does cost money, so keep that in mind. But if you want to do that, let me know. Oh, computer and bandwidth load. So you're wondering, with my computer, how many things can I get on OBS before I'm going to start getting dropped frames, before it's too much on my bandwidth? So I think, with you guys saw my specs earlier. I'm actually going to read them again just in case people are joining us. I'm using a 2 MacBook Pro setup. They're both 2015s, 2 terabyte solid state drives, 2.5 gigahertz, 16 gigabytes of RAM, a 2 gigabyte video card. So basically as maxed out as the last generation of Macs could be. The new generation of Macs I've heard has issues. I'm not willing to upgrade. To me, this is the 2015 Mac is the best Mac for DJs. I can say that pretty confidently. So that's what I use. And I'm pretty comfortable with 2 cameras, 1 video, and then the rest have to be images. If I'm using a green screen, I almost count that as another video, right? So if I'm using, let's say I have, I'm just going to go right back to this one. Right here, I have 2 cameras. One of those cameras has a green screen, so that's already a big load. I have my graphics. I have an auditionary graphic. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 video sources, and then 5 with my cartoons running here on the side. So this is probably the max that I can do. Again, my OBS is running at 7.2 right now. But trust me, when I tried to move the bitrate up, when I tried to add the video background, so the thing that is the outline for all this, when that was video, this was going nuts. So I was finally able to get it stable again. I use a bitrate of 2000, and I go 720p on the resolution. Really trying to find good DJ overlays, suggestions. Oh yeah, man, you could type free overlays, free Twitch overlays into Google and find tons of stuff. Obviously, if you want to spend some money, you can go to Fiverr and have one made custom. You can go to YouTube, and a lot of the creators on there will create their own. Actually, OBS or Streamlabs OBS, not OBS Studio, but Streamlabs OBS actually has a store built in. Some of it's free, and they're mostly catered towards gamers. Some of it you can pay for. The stream, or the one that I have, actually came from a YouTuber, but there's a ton of stuff on there, and you can make it to be however you want. If you have Photoshop, if you can go onto Canva. Canva has like a free photo editor online. You can, find something you like. Find a Star Wars collage where you have all the Star Wars characters. You cut out the video that you want. Oh, shit. Thank you for the follow. Who is that? Oh, what's up, April? Thank you for the follow. So get a collage of something that you like, or find something that you find cool background, and then you can go in and, use the square editor, cut out a square for your main camera. If you have a secondary camera, cut out that. If you want to put your socials at the bottom, you can do that. A chat box, alerts. There's a million things you can do. I've seen it work really well where you have an outline, you have your front camera, and it's a green screen, and then maybe you have visuals or an image behind you. It works great. Lord JB did that this afternoon. I'm not just saying that because he's in the chat, because I was actually watching the movement stream, which was disgusting, to be honest. For a event of that size and magnitude, it was pretty disgusting. The first 2 DJs production was awful. JB told me he was streaming. I hop over there. This has got green screen images. They make sense. They're in a slideshow. It's very clean. He's got his overlay, which kind of cuts out the top, cuts out the bottom. He's got his at DJ Lord JB on there. It was very clean, very good. Please, let's see. Can you tell me more about Yellow Duck? Like, what if they shut you down on Facebook and IG while using Yellow Duck? Do you find that your Facebook and IG audience then tunes into Twitch to watch me? Well, first of all, I'm with you guys. I'm having a very hard time getting people to watch streams. A lot of the people who do come into the streams are just my friends because they want to support what I do. Sometimes they like the music. Most of the time they're DJs, and I'm supporting their stream. They're supporting my stream. So that's that. Can I tell you more about Yellow Duck? It's super easy, April. You just have to, once you download Yellow Duck, it'll give you a new stream key. You plug that stream key into your OBS, and it's just like OBS. So whatever you see on your OBS, you hit stream, it goes out to Yellow Duck. Yellow Duck sends it to Instagram. It was super, super easy. It looked great. But again, I could only stream for about 30 minutes before the copyright people got me. So that will shut it down. Again, if you're looking for a way to get past copyright, Mixcloud is the best option. Next best option is Twitch, and I think Twitch is a lot more built out, and I also think there's a lot more users that could happen to come across your channel on Twitch rather than Mixcloud. Yes, cool. I think that answers the question. Facebook is going to be the worst for copyright. I don't know too many DJs that can go longer than a half hour playing on Facebook. So that's that. Again, lighting is so important. If you take one thing away, get yourself some nice lights to be in your room with, your normal lights. It's not enough to look good, in my opinion, unless you're going to do, maybe you set up your DJ lights and you have that on you, and that's creating the aesthetic to kind of hide the fact that you don't have great lights. But lighting is important. Make sure you get your subject first, and then if you're using a green screen, light the green screen only so you mitigate those shadows. Would you use the same setup while running Mix Emergency or Serato video? No. How I would do is a one laptop setup. I think it'd be tricky. I haven't used Mix Emergency in a long time. I haven't VJ'd in a while. So I'm not sure how that would look. But basically what you would do is a one laptop setup. So this laptop would be running OBS as well as Serato as well as Mix Emergency. Could be tough. But that's what you want to do. And then you want to tell OBS, and you probably just want to have one thing, maybe an image outline, and then that and your Mix Emergency, and that's it, because that's a big load on your computer. And you'll tell OBS that you need to do a window capture. You tell it to capture the window of Mix Emergency or Serato video, and that will get you your stream. And tell me how that works, Reese. I would appreciate knowing how that goes. But that's in theory how you would do it. Again, window capture within OBS, select Mix Emergency or select Serato video, and you should be good to go. Try to make it I wouldn't do too much with it. Again, background, cut out some in the middle, like a box in the middle like you see with my white screen, and then throw your Mix Emergency in there. Maybe a chat box, maybe your socials on there. Just try and make it as easy on your computer as possible because you're running a whole bunch of stuff. Awesome. More questions, guys? I still have about 15 minutes. Let's see what else I wrote down. Oh, for a green screen. Once you have it lighted and you go into your filters and you select chroma key, that's how you do your green screen, chroma key. You want to adjust from top to bottom, and there's not really an undo button, so kind of keep in mind what the original value was and then use the sliders from top to bottom. So I think the first slider is similarity, the next slider might be fill, and you don't necessarily have to know what those do. What you want to know is you want to move top to bottom and just move the slider until it looks best to your eye, and then keep going down. You don't have to mess with anything within the contrast, contrast, opacity. You shouldn't have to mess with that too much unless you're doing something super creative. Just those first 3 or 4 options, and as you move the sliders, you'll see which ones you need and which ones you don't. But it was helpful to know that you want to move top to bottom as you're adjusting. Biggest green screen mistake. Just keep in mind what goes on your green screen does affect how your video looks. So JB, not to call you out, but you had what did you have going on within one of your backgrounds? Was it yours, or maybe it was the movement guy? There was one background and you had a chat box, or the person had a chat box, and then it was you, because the chat box, you can go in and change the size of the font. That could be helpful. And then you also want to change the color, because I think you had maybe like black or white, and whatever your background was also that color. So it was very difficult to read the chat. And that was actually a note that I had here. Just keep in mind whatever you have. That's why these outlines are so helpful, because no matter where I am, I always have a gray background, right? So no matter if in my text box, I got my graphics, I always have a gray background, and that's going to contrast well with whatever I put on it. So I could actually, from here, I can probably increase the size of the text. But it's not a bad thing, Jay. Like I said, you had a great stream. It was better than movement, and green screen looked good. I like some of the pictures you had on there. But yeah, we can all improve. I'm already thinking of things that I can improve for this. I didn't have my display capture up ahead of time, so that's something I can improve on as well. Oh, I do recommend having a simple stream starting scene. So something like this, and don't let it run for more than 5 minutes. That was something that another Twitch educator had said. Don't let it run for more than 5 minutes, but it allows people who follow you and who get notifications to kind of gather. Let them talk in the chat. Maybe you're in the chat too. Maybe you're setting things up. you can use this time to take your actual stream. Maybe you embed it to your website. Maybe you share it to Facebook. Maybe you share it to Instagram. And then, you use that 5 minutes to run through your checklist. I think checklists are major for streaming because you don't want to come on before you're ready, and you definitely don't want to leave it running. So having a checklist of, okay, I have the outfit, I got my bucket hat, I have everything that I need to stream, I got my water, I got my beer, I use the restroom, and I'm ready to go starting soon. Once I go starting soon, now I'm on my phone, I maybe have some music going, and I'm texting my plant. And we'll talk about having a plant in just a second. I text my plant, make sure they're ready, and I go to Facebook, I go to Twitter, I go to Instagram, sharing that link so that all they have to do is click play. And Facebook, you want to make it easy for your audience to see you. So if I say, hey, follow my Twitch, and that's the link that they go to my Twitch, and it's not my video, or my video is not showing on Facebook, but if I share my actual stream links once it's running, people can potentially watch from Facebook, or if they click, they're going straight to that video. So again, you want to make that really, really easy for your users to follow you, especially if you're trying to convert them to a new platform. If they're on Facebook and you're streaming to Facebook, easy. If they're on Twitch and you're streaming to Twitch, easy. If they're on Facebook and you're trying to stream to Twitch, a little bit more difficult. Make it easy for them. Share the link. Make sure they can just watch it on YouTube. All right, April, did you create that? Myself? Yes. So basically what I did is I downloaded a pack which had a few video files. You can kind of see the video file in the background. And I was able to kind of put the text in there. And then I was able to make a still image for my outline. And then, you go into the sources, you add a chat box up in there, you add a text box you can see in the bottom, put anything there, video, and basically just add boxes until it looks the way you want. Hopefully you plan that out earlier with your outline. But yeah, you can. It's really easy. You can select any image online, screen capture, cut it out. Yeah, do whatever. Just try to avoid doing anything super crazy. But yeah. Oh, we talked about plants. So have a plant. So magicians, if you guys don't know, use plants to enhance their show. And you should also. So a plant is, I have a trick going on. I'm going to cut a lady in half. And to get into there's a trick within the box, right? So if I call the random lady up, she's going to be like, yo, this box is only half open, or however they do it. So I use a plant. So I go, hey, you're coming up. You're my plant. She knows how the box works. She gets in the box, right? Well, you can use a plant as DJs on Twitch as well. So, for instance, I had asked Lord JB and Atomic to be in the stream, and I said, hey, guys, if you could ask a question or two. JB and Atomic are DJs. I know they stream. They do a great job of streaming. They know what questions to ask. Maybe you just have a parent, a sister, a friend, a roommate that's not a DJ. What you can do is be like, hey, if my chat is dead, talk about this. If I ask if anyone has any questions, ask this. And you can feed them so that they can be a part of the show, and you're kind of generating a community, right? Because just like in elementary school, one person asks a question, hey, how do I do this? And then 4 other people, their hands shoot up because now they feel comfortable answering questions. So having a plant within your streams, I would highly recommend. Let's see. Oh, and obviously return the favor. It might be helpful to have plants in your stream. If they're DJs, return the favor. Their stream, be a plant in their stream. Ask good questions. If they have a great transition, if they have cool visuals, let them know. You guys got to know how the algorithm works. Comments, likes, follows, all those get taken into account on these social media platforms. So if you're looking to help your fellow DJ, content creator, just shoot them a like, shoot them a follow, whatever. Let's see. Since my plug was deleted, let me ask more about this chat moderator objective. Pardon the plug. Oh, okay, so what happened was JB tried to add his stream to the chat. What you can do is set up an auto moderator, and an auto moderator can disable people from promoting other things while in your channel. They can filter out bad words. They can filter out hate speech, and you can set for each of those different categories. You can actually set how strict you want your moderator to be. So you see I have a Nightbot in there. I have it say every time, every 20 minutes or so, if the chat is going, so it's not just going to keep spamming it every 15 minutes if there's no one in my chat, but every 15 minutes, if there's at least 2 messages, it's going to say, hey, are you enjoying the stream? Make sure to follow at DJ Access. You can also set it to block other things, and you can set it to do, if you just type in Nightbot or look at the streaming links I gave you, I'm going to put it in there again because I know there's some new people here. And you look at Nightbot or some of the other auto moderators, you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. It's very, very involved. I made it very simple on my stream, just making sure that no one's, doing crazy stuff in my chat or promoting themselves or any of that. And JB, I already host you, so anytime you stream, all my followers know. So you're good, buddy. Let's see. I thought you were going to pull out an actual plant in my set for ambience. I need some plants. I don't think I have a single plant in my house. I think home decorators should come get me or something. Let's see. I think that's all the questions. I'm gonna go right back. I don't have too much. I have 8 minutes. We are doing the Columbus DJ podcast at 6:30. The pre-show starts at 6:15. That's Eastern Standard Time. We're talking with DJ B-Funk, who was in the chat earlier, and we're also chatting with DJ IQ, one of the radio DJs from Columbus, who also does club and other stuff. So tune in if you can. Talked about plants. We talked about an audio interface. Again, if you're like, oh man, all the audio interfaces are sold out, what am I going to do? Keep in mind, the most popular streamer in the world right now, DJ streamer in the world, points his speaker at his phone and streams on IG Live, and it works. I think he has some things that are helping him with copyright. I think he's kind of got some other things helping him now. He is a big streamer. I mean, he's been on Oprah and he's been on all that stuff. But as far as what 100,000 people at the same time are willing to listen to quality-wise, speaker at the phone microphone. DJs, we love our sound. We love our high quality. You probably want to get one of those audio interfaces. If you can't, that's okay. Figure out a way to do it. Don't let that discourage you. So here it is. Make sure your chat widget is easy to read with your background. I'm actually going to adjust that right after this stream on mine because I think it's a little bit too small. So these are just random tips. Just produce something you would watch or what you would be entertained by, right? Streaming is tough. We're DJs. We're not meant for people to be staring at us the whole time, at least not in this close a setting. Sure, at a festival with 100,000 people, maybe they're staring at you, but you probably prepared a set. And from what I've seen, while most DJs have a theme, they don't come in to streaming, hey, I'm going to play these 45 songs. I know my mix-in point. It's not like a mixtape. It's more free flow. If you want to do it that way, great. But I think you're missing out on the engagement aspect because maybe people don't like your music, but they like you. They want to engage with you. They've been in quarantine a bunch. They haven't seen you. Maybe they haven't called you. This is a way for them to hop in and say, hey, what's up? So I think if you have a pre-planned set and you're going really fast back and forth, I think you're missing out on an opportunity to be engaging. Would you watch your stream? If you're in a dark room, your face isn't even on cam, you're just pointing it at a weird angle at your DJ gear. Maybe that'll work for you. Maybe you're such a good DJ that people aren't even watching their screen. They just have your audio on. But why limit that? Produce something that you would watch. Why are you asking someone else to watch your stream, to listen to your music, if you wouldn't do that? If you're streaming and asking people to watch you and you're not watching other DJs stream, whether it's your friends or other ones, to see what ideas you can have and what people are doing in the market, I don't know what you're doing. So produce something that you'd be entertained by, and you grow offline. This was something that came up in multiple videos that I watched about growing on Twitch. You're actually going to grow when you're offline. When you're streaming, you're going to get people who already follow you, who already get the notifications, who are already your friends, this and that. What I would recommend, and what other streamers recommend who are very popular, is teaming up with other people who stream the same type of stuff that you do. Maybe they have a different audience, right? What's really popular and effective right now is to have a whole festival. So maybe you go noon to midnight and every hour is a different DJ. And then but everyone's streaming from the same channel and you just host whatever DJ is up. That way the audience, whoever it is, all they have to do, they go to the one channel, and when their favorite DJ is done, another one comes on playing. If that guy's playing well, maybe they keep 4, 5, 6, 7,000 people. You never know. So that's been a great way to collab. Hop into other DJs' streams. Maybe don't blast your link, but maybe hit them up afterwards in the DMs or on IG and just be like, hey man, I liked your stream. I think we have a very similar style. I stream on Tuesdays at 6:30 p.m. I noticed you stream at 6:30 on Wednesdays. Let's be plants in each other's stream. Let's just support each other, be in each other's chats. It's 1 extra hour a week, blah, blah, blah. So that's when you're going to grow. Is when you're offline, not necessarily when you're online. Sure, you can grow when you're online, but everyone who I've talked to, every video I've watched has said you're going to grow your channel offline. Follow for follow, hang out in the chat, be my plant, vice versa. Another thing that every video mentioned is find a way to connect with the audience. I mentioned this just a second ago. Use the mic. Take requests. I know some DJs hate requests. This is a great time to take requests, especially if you want to gauge your audience. You want someone to stay? Hey, I'm going to play that request in just a second. And then, they'll probably be on until you play a request. Now, be reasonable. You don't want to try and keep them there for an hour, but I think it's reasonable if someone requests a song that you take 10 minutes to get it in. Like, that way they're going to be on there for 10 minutes, right? It's like when the girl shows up at the, at the DJ booth and she wants to her request, and what does she always say? But we're about to leave. Well, then why would I play the song? Because as soon as I play the song, you're going to leave. So give them, wait 10 minutes. Hey, I'm going to play your request. Cool. If you see them on the dance floor and they're getting bored, then hit them with their request. They're going to leave anyway, but you kept them for an extra 10 minutes. Maybe that's an extra drink. Maybe that's more money for the bar. Who knows? Let's see. What I thought? Oh, it didn't work for Riz. Oh, shoot. I don't know what happened to him. Maybe I'll look at the comments. Let's see. Maybe it's a better solution. I can tell you the ones I use. Anything from Scarlett is good. SCARLETT. Anything from Scarlett is good, but expensive. And right now it's just a weird time because everything's sold out. So just find something that is in your budget that has good reviews. I'm really surprised that the iRig didn't work. But again, I've never used it, so maybe it's not surprising. Use the mic, take requests. Oh, foster discussion in the chat. So you guys probably heard me earlier. Hey, let me know who's in the chat, right? Let me know how everyone's gigs are going. Like, just because you're playing music doesn't mean you don't have to connect. That's kind of the cool part of streaming, is because when I'm in a club, I DJ. I don't really connect with the crowd outside of they listen to my music. Maybe I'll hop on the mic, but the crowd can actually talk to you in this scenario. So, hey, what do you guys want to hear? Hey, how you guys feeling this? Like, what's up? What's everybody doing the rest of the day? Like, just be a human being that other people can interact with. They're always gonna have more engagement if you're being more interactive. I talked about making checklists. Have a checklist for stream sign on. Have a checklist for your stream sign off. Have a checklist for maybe every time you open up OBS, you check to make sure that all your audio is in the right place, that all your scenes are locked, or sources are locked. And it is 5:30. I said I'd go for an hour. So anyone has any last questions, get them in the chat right now. While people are getting stuff in the chat for final notes, I just want to say, if you're watching this on YouTube, thank you for watching all of this and making it to the end. Hopefully you learned something. If you did, please like the video, subscribe to my channel, follow the Twitch. I'm going to be doing I think weekly tutorial videos on here, and I'll probably do I'll do an hour of like a themed mix. So maybe I'll do like 90s or like a reggae night, and then right after I'll have some kind of tutorial content, so I get it all in one day. But I'll be here on Twitch. You guys know me on YouTube. This will be there shortly after I edit it down. But let me know in the comments on YouTube or on Twitch what my next video should be about. I know I'm going to be doing a review on the DJAXZ. That's long overdue. I have plans to do a video about, I'll just read them off here. Press kits. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna be doing a video on press kits very, very soon, because DJs in Columbus need help with that. So I'm gonna wrap it up here, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. It's so much helpful when I have questions to do, and I know that people actually care about this stuff and actually want to watch. Share the channel, share the YouTube page. If you know a DJ who's having trouble streaming, you don't want to tell them that their stream is shitty, and you just want to be like, hey, maybe you should watch this video. I'm gonna cut it up and make it and make it look nice, make it sound nice, all that. So hopefully I helped you guys out. Maybe you guys can help me out too. Let's grow together. Peace, practice. I'm out. Thank you so much.